Welcome back. The Oregon Museum of Science and Industry is the first museum in the U.S. to feature a fascinating exhibit about the apex predator of the ocean, the orca. Kohr joins us live at OMSI this morning, learning some interesting facts about these killer whales. Hey, Kohr.
Morning, Emily. Good morning, everybody. It's going to be a great show for folks to check in and check out here over the course of the summer break here. Hot weather out. This is a nice place to be indoors, but it's also really a great learning experience about the apex predator of the ocean. A lot of people refer to them as killer whales. They're orcas, more conveniently identified today. We're upstairs now in this section. We've already learned about the size of the orca's brain, their ability to understand and have some compassion and actually some reasoning skills. We know a lot of that about orcas. What we also know is that they have been commercialized to a great deal. This is Andrew Haight here with the OMSI rejoining us here this morning. This upstairs thing is pretty revealing because I, as a kid, remember my mom reading us excerpts from this new movie that was coming out, Jaws. It terrified me to this very day, and it does a lot of folks. And this commercialization, I don't know what to call it really, about orcas and about whales. This was a big thing in the 70s and 80s, too.
Yeah, right? That's right. After Jaws came out, people really wanted to learn more about the beasts of the sea, right? And so orcas were seen as another really scary critter down there.
So right here, Carl, this shot here kind of tells you all you need to know about the perceptions and what Hollywood was trying to portray whales and killer whales and sharks as the killers, the beasts of the sea. But we learned, since then, a lot about these animals. They're a lot smarter than maybe we originally thought about. They're a lot better than having to have them be put in captivity and do these shows. Where's this stuff at right now, just in terms of shows, performances, and stuff like that?
Yeah, humans have really discovered that orcas are social. They're quite creative. They've got a lot of need for outlets. So they've sort of gone over a rebrand over the years. Since the 70s, we know that they need a lot more stimuli. They need to spend time with their families. They need to spend time in the ocean.
Yeah. Well, this will teach you all about it here, including some of the backstories on some of the first orcas that were brought into captivity, either by accident or on purpose out here. Goes through some of the stories here about maybe Moby Doll, for instance, here. The world caught by accident in 1964. Most people were so scared of killer whales that capturing one was almost unthinkable until they started putting these things in aquariums and building industries and shows and performance shows around orcas. Those are kind of on the way out, aren't they?
That's right. There's still 19 whales in captivity here through SeaWorld, but they're really declining, hopefully, in the near future.
The best place for a whale is in the ocean, all right? Carl, continue to come left here as we kind of show you more about the history of some of the productions that have featured whales doing performances. The whale getting its teeth brushed over there, and kind of stuff that looks kind of silly by today's standards, but it was the real deal. 70s, 80s, and 90s, an entire industry built around it. The exhibit is called Orcas, Our Future, and it goes into a lot about pollution in our waters, some of the problems that commercial boats create with their engines. Orcas have a sonar that gets kind of screwed up with the moving of a prop and the rest of that stuff. It goes into all the detail, including, Emily, some really cool, we showed you downstairs, some overhead projections of the ocean bottom and great big replicas of orcas as they would appear to be swimming through the water. Really neat here. The OMSI exhibit opened over the weekend, goes through the end of the year here. Check it out on a hot day or a day when you just want to get yourself in what they call the predator here at OMSI.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Kohr. It looks like a really cool exhibit. Something to learn about, an animal that we see right off the coast here.
It's so iconic around the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
I grew up in Seattle, Washington. It's like a rite of passage to go on a whale watching tour as a student. In elementary school, we all went out to the San Juans, and there were tons of orcas that went very close to the boat.
So neat.
So they're very special creatures.
Yeah. I still have not gotten to see one in person. That's been on my bucket list, on my PW bucket list.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Well, I bet they're super curious. They're smart. They're probably checking you out to see, okay, are you food? I don't know. Yeah.